Welcome to our RFP Money Story podcast, a space for sharing real money stories and where we dive into real conversations about finance, success, and the lessons learned along the way. Today, we have an agency manager with us, Mr. Aris Joseph Austria. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi. Okay, so before we proceed, I'm very curious about, and I wanted to learn more about your personal money journey and financial mindset. So basically, what's your first memory of money and how did it shape your financial mindset?
Paano ba? Well, actually, kasi my mom and dad, they were working at a bank. Like, that was like when I was a kid. And then the usual conversation was, kulang yung budget, we don't have any money. Parang if we want to enjoy stuff, that we have to have like a better work. Parang ganun yung medyo kulang sa pera. So that kind of formed something in me na sabi ko, oh, okay, so if I want to have fun, I want to have a good life, I need to have more money. And it's more like parang they also indirectly taught me na kailangan magtrabaho ka for you to have money. Kailangan ma-promote ka for you to have more money. So parang ganun yung naging mindset ko growing up na pag kailangan ko ng pera for me to enjoy life. Parang ganun yung naging na-instill sa akin, no? So I have to parang think of ways to paano ba yan? How do I earn money for that? Pero the thing that stuck with me is kailangan ko magtrabaho. So when I graduated, I spent like the first 10 years talagang corporate na trabaho. Iba din. And then at that time, I have to be transparent. Medyo iba yung money habits ko. Parang dahil wala ako nito, dahil pag marami na akong pera, ganito na yung gastos ko. Parang ganun yung naging mentality ko na when I received my first few paychecks, as in talagang lahat ng mga hindi ko nabili nung bata ako, binili ko siya. Sabi ko, as in, ganito. So, I really didn't mind kung paano ko I was spending at that time. It's more on ganun talaga. Doon yung na-form na kung hindi ako nagkaroon, I have to have this kind of stuff. So, I have to have money. I have to work hard for it. Parang work hard, party hard nangyari sa akin. Pero ngayon when I transition to the financial services, parang, wait, kailangan balansehin natin to. Kasi, and then there are more options for me to earn money, parang ganon. Na hindi naman kailangan talaga na parang you don't have to chase money, but you have to work for it in a manner na talagang yung parang komportable sa'yo and you really know what you want in life. Yun yung siguro yun ang parang recurring ko ngayon, recurring mindset with regards to that.
Okay, so ever since na nag-work ka, parang you work hard just to buy something that you really want ever since nung wala ka pang money.
Yeah, oo.
So, naging mindset mo siya na parang labas ng pera kapag may pumapasok.
Pag may pumapasok, basta meron, basta meron akong pera sa wallet, meron akong pera sa ATM.
Yeah.
Kung kaya kong bilhin yan today, bilhin ko na today. And then, parang, my parents took notice. Sabi niya, huy, gano'n ka muna. Hinay-hinay ka lang. So, they encouraged me to get a life insurance policy para at least mayroon akong pinagtatabi for that. So, sa akin, okay lang yan, ganyan, sige. Pero, ang prevailing mindset ko nun was, eto yung mga bagay na hindi ko nakuha nung bata ako. So, parang nasa healing inner child phase yung ganun yung nangyari. Pero yun nga, the more na biniligan ko siya, parang, teka muna, asan na lahat ng mga binili ko?
Okay.
So, ayun.
So, growing up, and then ever since pumasok ka sa financial services, what are the money learnings na dapat, na-realize mo na dapat dati mo pa siya ginawa?
Alam mo, when I started in the financial services, yung mga dating hindi ko pinakikialaman, meaning there are like stock market, investments, I wasn't really paying attention to them kasi nga, hindi ko alam kung paano nangyayari yan eh. I mean, and nobody taught me that. Pero nung nandito na, when I was learning about, not just about life insurance, we also learned about investments again. Sabi ko, kung may time machine ako, tapos binalikan ko yung sarili ko na magsisimula, uy, magtabi ka ng 500, 1,000 kada payday para hindi tayo ganito. Parang ganon. If I could have learned that sooner, And I would have, I would have concentrated on saving a lot. Pero, I mean, syempre, I have to, ano pa rin, I have to be mindful of my spending. At saka, that was siguro when I landed my first job din kasi, nagkaroon ng issue sa family where we were scammed big time. So talagang ako, ay nako, parang I should have seen that a mile away, parang ganon. But I wasn't really focused on the finances kasi sabi ko, my mom and dad, they're in the financial services industry, they should have known about this, ganyan. But sabi ko, kung alam ko lang na ganun pala yung how those things work, I could have prevented maybe na hindi dapat pala ganito yung this is not how actual honest investments work. Yung mga Ponzi schemes, yung mga ganyan. So yun, parang yun yung naging isa sa mga parang realizations ko din na kaya ako right now parang masyadong mataas yung radar ko for like anong klaseng investment opportunity yan? How does it earn money? Anong business model? So I'm more parang ano ba to? I'm more precise. I wouldn't say precise. Parang nagtatanong ako muna. Kasi pagka may mga dati akong coworker, as in like when I was in the BPO, they told me about a certain investment scheme. Parang ako sabi ko, how does that work? Like, how do you earn money? Parang hindi lang explain, uy guys, tanggalin niyo yung tanggalin niyo yung pera niyo, baka ano yan, baka scam yan. So that I developed that kind of parang radar for things na parang hindi yata tama yung ano na yan. Parang, so yun, I mean, that was how I was, talaga, conditioned at the time. Kasi nga, ayun, malaking event yun at na-scam kami big time, naiba yung lifestyle din namin. So that also changed the way na how I look dun sa situation na if I could have prevented myself from pull out na natin yung mga pera natin. Pero hindi ko alam eh. So ngayon, sabi ko, kung alam ko lang dati yan. Tapos, pabiro ko lang sabi, kung alam ko lang na yung Bitcoin na yan, yung crypto na it could take off like this, siguro I could have saved like 1 or 2 and then okay na. But again, it is what it is, di ba?
Okay. So, actually, parang you answered my second question na already na about yung downfall. Kasi my next question will be, what is your turning point or your downfall when it comes to money? I don't know if you have other experience other than that big time scam.
Yeah.
So, did that change your insight or mindset financially?
Naging ko nun, siguro to use the word suspicious, parang pag hindi mo masagot yung tanong ko about how can this make money or saan nanggagaling yung pera, hindi ko yun papatulan. No? And then parang that also changed the way parang yung I have to really look into investments, parang anong klaseng investment yan. At the time talaga I really didn't know how stocks work, bonds and all yung mga common investments. So parang medyo averse na ako sa mga ganyang klase. I'd rather make ipon na lang. I'd rather save money in the bank. At least alam ko may interest siya. Pero yun nga, again, nung inaaral ko na sila, okay, so these are viable investments. So at least alam ko na the differences between the scams and then the legit investments. Ayun.
Okay, so before ka pumasok sa financial services or sa financial field, you're more like a spender. And then yung point na you started your career in finance, you're more like a saver, and then eventually naging investor ka.
Yeah.
So now, do you consider yourself, like yung perspective mo right now, a saver, spender, or investor?
More on, ngayon kasi, I'm really considerate on how I spend. Pero, nandun din ako sa part na I want to save more. Doon muna ako sa saving muna. And then, I'm really meticulous about sa investing in terms of kailan ko makukuha yan. But, ayun nga, I opened other investment accounts na, malinaw sa akin kailan ko magagamit to, magkano yung estimated return niya after X number of years. So at least sabi ko, I think it's a balance of all three. Pero more kapag spending talaga, medyo pag nakita ko na may budget ba ako dito, wala. O sige, antayin ko mga next 2 months, gano'n, na kapag naipon ko to, then I can buy it. Pag hindi talaga, siguro naisip ko parang, gusto ko ba talaga yan? Kasi parang feeling ko may another model na yan paparating or mas, let's say for phones, ganon. Parang kumbaga, hindi ako iPhone user. Parang, let's say, kung iPhone 16 yung nandito ngayon, I would buy like 2 models below. Kasi basically, sabi ko, it works the same.
Same thing, yeah.
Kumbaga, antayin ko na lang na magmura yung phone model na to. And then siguro maybe after 2-3 years, I could consider upgrading. If I really need it. Pero, parang, yun, I think more, parang hindi na siya parang, gusto ko yan, may pera ako today, gano'n. It's more on, teka muna, maantay ko ba to for the next 2 to 3 months? Sige, pwede. Siguro pag after 3 months, parang hindi na yata. Sige, ano na yun, nakatabi na yung pera for another spending opportunity, kumbaga.
Okay, so that mindset, did you build that by yourself or tinuro siya ng parents mo or na-influence ka ng ibang tao?
Halo-halo siya. Kasi with the investments, parang ako talaga dati, I wasn't really interested. Kasi sabi ko, I don't know how they work. I asked my parents. So sila kasi parang one big investment kasi is insurance daw. Which is sabi ko, parang the more na pumasok na ako sa financial services industry, natutunan ko, madami pala. So I want to learn more about how this works, how that works. Tapos i-apply ko na lang sa sarili ko kung ano yung fit doon sa personality ko. Okay. And ayun, and I ask other people din as well. So madaming source of learning din naman.
Okay, so since you seek advice from other people, what's the best financial advice you've ever received from?
Ang best financial advice that I received is yung lahat sila, ito yung common thing, just check your cash flow. Kasi everything else does not follow kung walang pumapasok na extra or wala kang extra na itatabi. And then, the larger cash flow yung savings mo, the larger the options that you can choose. Kasi if yung maliit lang ipon mo, parang lumiliit lang yung opportunities mo. But if you save more, and then so marami kang base of kung pwede kang ganito, option 1, option 3. Pero kung maliit lang yung naipon mo, pwedeng option 1 na lang, wala kang choice. So you either ayaw mo nun or you choose that.
Okay, can I ask who advised you that? Who gave you that advice?
Halo-halo. Number 1 yung parents ko, and then sila Efren Cruz, sila Sir Randel, parang when I attended the classes nila, si Sir Efren, kasi friend din siya ng nanay ko, and then nagturo din siya sa company namin at the time. So talagang halo-halo pero isa lang yung parang tema nung sinasabi nila and then sino pa ba? Si Sir Ali Jeff T. Gonzalez, he was one of our instructors in the former classes. So ganun yung nila. Ganun yung parang hindi yung pinaka words, pero yun yung nakuha ko from them.
Okay, so is that one-on-one advice ba? Or parang kapag nag-share lang din sila, parang na-absorb yung sinasabi nila?
Pag nag-share sila, kumbaga whether, kasi I follow them sa kanilang mga platforms and yung mga sa web pages nila. So, over time, yun yung nakikita ko. Yun yung, and then kapag kasi kapag one-on-one, we don't have that much time for one-on-one din. So usually it's in a class setting or when I see something na sinishare nila. So okay, this one's useful. Sabi ko, I can apply this din sa akin.
Okay, so let's talk about the investment that you mentioned earlier. You mentioned na nag-i-invest ka. Can I ask what kind of investment is that?
Actually, ang majority nung pinaglagyan ko is yung single pay VULs muna. Kasi yun yung parang, sabi ko, I want to be insured and then to make my money grow over time. Kasi yung iba naman, parang I can do it at a later time or basta pag naaral ko na siya. So majority siguro mga 60 to 70%. Pero pa yun, balansyado pa yun between yung fixed income investments, tsaka yung iba, yung investments that grow over time na maybe after like 10, 20 years, kunin ko na. Ayun, so ganun yung medyo inaano ko din, binabalanse ko din for myself.
Okay, so did you invest on something that didn't work out? Na parang nag-fail siya. And then in-stop mo na lang.
Actually, I tried dati nung sa stocks when parang ano to, kasagsagan niya. I think that was like the Philippine stocks were like on the uptrend. Well, like 10 years ago pa yata yun. 10 to 12 years ago na parang, oh, bilhin sa stock. So ako naman, nakisabay lang ako without knowing paano ba to. So, bili lang bili, ganyan. Tapos may makita ko, negative na siya. Negative 10, 20. Sabi ko, okay pa yan, ganyan. Sabi, i-hold na lang natin. Tapos nakita ko na 70%. Ay, sabi ko, ano na, charge to experience na lang. Kumbaga, kung ulitin ko to, maybe I should have studied more about it. Yun yung naano ko na lang. Yun yung parang sabi ko, aralin ko na lang ulit to pagkatapos. Kung pwede kong balikan, babalikan ko. Pero as of the moment, happy naman ako with where I am.
Okay, so if ever you've given a chance na balikan uli yun, yung moment na yun, what do you, what do you think kung paano mo siya ma-handle? Kasi nag-fail ng una eh, paano kung second time?
Kung meron akong teacher at the time, parang siguro there's a way that I could have cut my losses or parang ma-minimize yung loss. Pwede. Or let's say, yun nga, yung parang I learned pa after nito yung peso cost averaging. I could have put like more money on a regular basis. Pero at the time talagang I was so frustrated with what's happening. Sabi ko parang parang sayang lang sa oras to for me. So kung mababalikan ko sa either aralin ko or to know more about the company sa pinaglagay ko ng pera. Kasi parang sinabi nung iba, mag-invest sa company na to. Ako, hindi ko naman alam ano yung company na yan. Pero naglagay lang ako ng pera because sinabi nila na tataas daw. Ganyan. So, kung if I could have learned more about the company, ano yung nila, ano yung direction nila. So at least sabi ko, baka pwede ko palagyan pa ng investments na kahit pa naka-naka. Yun siguro, yun yung parang pinaka, ay kung babalikan ko lang yung point na yun, I could have parang not let the emotions get the best of me and then approach it dun sa parang medyo logical ng konti. Baka pwede naman siguro ito maremedyohan pa. Kasi kung ito mo, 70% yung loss parang, GG na.
GG na. Okay, so, I'm a bit curious about, kasi nag-invest ka na, may nag-fail, may nag-success. How do you handle or balance the risk and reward in financial making?
Sa akin, I really need to check yung possible risks nito. And then parang siguro basis niya yung mga past performance. Yun hindi ko inaral din dati yun eh. Na parang maglagay ka lang diyan. Lalaki yan without really knowing how they performed during the past years, yung mga ganun. So parang ako okay. And then kapag let's say yung mga I study parang yung ano yung dating performance ito? How did it fare? Tapos, parang ano ba yung mga sinasabi ng ibang mga experts tungkol dito? Ano yung outlook niya for the next X number of weeks, months, years? Parang pag feeling ko, sabi ko parang hindi yata kakayanin ng ng utak ko yung mangyayari. Siguro I would have looked for other opportunities. Sa ngayon, sabi ko, I think I am okay with yung things that give me guaranteed returns every year, parang ganun. Like, sabi ko realistic na, mga 4 to 6%. Kumbaga, masaya na ako dun. Kumbaga, if I could have, parang may mga opportunities mas malaki, I really consider kung if it's money that I'm willing to lose. Pero sabi ko, at this moment in time, sabi ko medyo babalansehin natin. Pero sabi ko, mas biased ako muna towards fixed income securities or fixed income na mga types of investment. Kasi sabi ko, at the back of my mind, there's gonna be X number of pesos dun sa sa bank account ko. Wala nang less stress, kumbaga. Ayun.
Okay, so since you've tried so many investments na rin, you've saved enough for yourself, and I think you have a good career right now and you're doing very well. What's your money goal that you're currently working on?
wala, I cannot articulate, pero parang I want to save enough. Siguro maybe around, magbigay ako ng value ba? Enough money to move to a new place. Parang ganon. So that, para ano ko din, maramdaman ko kahit paano how's it for me to have solo living. Na, sabi ko, I can take care of myself. Kasi, para kami nga, yung ano namin, agency namin, family siya eh. So my mom and my dad, we work in the same industry, in the same company, in the same ano. Kaya medyo parang may mga oras na nadadala yung nadadala yung trabaho sa bahay. So parang sabi ko, I want to save enough so that makahanap ako ng isang lugar na I can be kumbaga mas malaya, so to speak. Hindi naman parang umalis sa bahay na parang ganun lang. More on for myself, lalo na. Kasi para to explore more options for me, yung ganyan. So siguro parang either ako I'm more comfortable renting, knowing kasi ang mga property prices medyo sabi ko hindi ko siya kaya this season. Pero if I could have enough money for me to rent for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, ang ganyan. And then still still make and then still earn money pa rin. Ayun, I could start moving to a place na parang I could call my own, ganyan. And then of course, parang it's not a money goal, pero more on a money objective na to expand my horizons kasi as of now, I am in the insurance industry. Wala akong ibang earning opportunities, but exploring other options din as well. Hindi naman kailangan na hiwalay with what I'm doing. Parang siguro additional things to earn from. 'Yon. So, yun yung parang isa sa mga objectives ko for this season.
Okay, so parang nagsisave ka for living on your own and travel din.
Yeah. Travel kung pwedeng kumuha sa sa Bulacan or sa Baguio, or mga ganun, parang like to explore those opportunities as well, 'di ba?
How about when it comes to your earnings or savings, how do you budget them? Like, do you have emergency fund, health funds?
Yung sa emergency, parang yun din, binibuild ko rin yun as of the moment. Kasi siya, magaling yung parents ko ganito. They made sure that I set aside money. So parang pagdating ng nakaneto na iba, may bank account ako na naka-end do sa parents ko. So at least for someone like me na hindi kagad, nandun siya, parang multi-purpose fund. Pero it's just a matter of time before I allocate it, whether sa emergency, other funds. Kasi yung naman, most of my earnings kasi come from insurance. So on a budgeting basis, parang kasi nga hindi varying yung varying yung income namin based on our performance. So ang inano ko is semi-planning, parang ganun. So at least alam ko agad, these are for my subscriptions, these are for my transpo, yung ganun, food. Pero yung more on, basta pag wala na sa budget, okay na. Antay na lang tayo for another 15 or 30 days, parang ganun. Kumbaga yung mga necessary, yon alam ko naka-earmark na yon. Pero yung parang it's more of a mix ng planning at saka go with the flow. Kasi yun nga, pag may dumarating, let's say malaki, okay, so hindi natin to gagastusin lahat. Kung ano yung importante lang muna. And then kasi the next season, kapag dumating yung next crediting nung compensation namin, pag malaki din, okay, so mas madali siyang i-allocate. Unlike dati kasi nung 15-30 kami na I was in the corporate pa, parang budgeting pero hindi, budgeting pero hindi. Alam mo lang kalagad may babayaran ako. Pero hindi siya tipong parang naka-Excel ako or something that was written down. Kumbaga, it's in puro mental note lahat. And right now, parang ganun din, combination. I'm not more of talagang I don't have a concrete plan sa budget. Para alam ko na, babayaran ko to, ito. So, on a certain date, alam ko kagad na this needs to be paid. This needs to be paid. So, I just set yung amount, the actual amount that I need to pay off for those expenses.
So, that works for you? Yung walang physical tracker or Excel on how you monitor your money.
That works for me. Pero yun nga, it's not for everybody.
Oo.
It's not for everybody. Kasi sa akin, parang, basta alam ko, ito yung binabayaran ko. At least, hindi ako nasusurpresa na, ayun, yung walang surprise na, ano to, ba't ko babayaran to? So, at least alam ko, at the back of my mind, ito yung ano ko, these are for my, actually, fully paid ko na pala mga insurance ko. Yung sa kotse, yung mga ganyan, yung sa transpo, yung gas, yung budget. Parang at least 2,000, mga ganun. Para at least walang sorpresa. In terms of parang, eto, ba't ko siya babayaran? Saan galing to? So parang ganun. But again, it's not for everyone, lalo na kapag...
Actually, you're the first one who mentioned that na wala ka talagang tracker and Excel
Na ano
and
talaga.
monitoring.
Oo.
So mentally lang talaga siya.
Mentally siya, of course, hindi siya foolproof. Minsan may nakakalusot, pero at least sabi ko, na ano ko naman, na, okay. So, kaya pala meron akong natabi na something dito. I think, sabi ko may hindi pa pala yata ako nabayaran. Which is, sabi ko, okay naman. At least sabi ko may savings naman ako. And then, I made sure na everything's paid for during that time period. Pero yun nga, sabi ko, that's for me. Yung iba, talagang parang kailangan mo talaga ng plano. Kaya you would really know kung saan pupunta yung pera. And then, for me nga, parang I just examine muna ano yung mga items dito na lumalabas yung pera ko ganyan or pumapasok. Parang more on sa akin, minsan, most of the time it works for me, but there are sometimes talaga minsan nakakalusot. May mga nakakalusot.
So you mentioned earlier na there is a multi-purpose savings wherein may access din yung parents mo. Until now ba may guidance ka pa rin with the parents or you're saving on or deciding your money journey on your own?
Actually, sa combination Ang sa akin, kumbaga, they want to, parang ano lang naman, they just want to help me parang to be more consistent. Yung sa akin kasi parang, if I want to save for X, okay yun. Wala silang, kumbaga, they have, medyo hands-off sila na kung ano yung pag-iipunan ko. Ang ganon. Pero, kumbaga, as long as everything essential is covered, goods tayo dyan. And then, sabi nila, sige, pwede ka yung automated savings naman, every, around 10 to 15% kung ano yung papasok already goes to that bank account. So, di sabi ko at the back of my head, ano yun, that's money na I can come back like way later pa. Or kung hindi ko naman gagamitin, hindi ko naman gagamitin. So, let it grow on its own. And then, ano naman, they notify me din naman na, ito na, ganito nakalaki yung sinisave mo. Ay, wow, sabi ko ganun. Okay to, sige, tuloy lang natin. So,
dumating ka ba sa point na zero ka talaga? Like you're stuck on that situation and how did you recover from it?
Ayan. There are times during this sa journey na to na may mga talagang zero. It's more on more parang talagang I seek help from the Lord kasi sabi ko, anong gagawin ko dito? Kasi zero na nga ako. But it's more on kasi minsan may mga tendencies ako to solve my problems by forcing something to happen, which leads me to new problems. Sabi ko, Lord, nakakapagod yung ganong klase ng bagay, yung ganong klase ng activity na I don't want it to be something na parang, I don't want to do it like on a prolonged basis. Sabi ko, Lord, kung ano yung gusto mo, what do you want me to do in this situation? You want me to surrender that situation to you? That's fine. Actually, mas mas liberating for me kasi during that time, parang dati kasi I was like may mga problems na minamanhandle ko yung sitwasyon. And then nakala ko na tapos na yung problema, yung zero na. And then sabi ko, it created another problem. So, yung sabi ko, Lord, I don't want that to be my life. So, ayun, when I asked the Lord for help during so many times, kasi may mga dumarating, alam mo yun, na kung if I hadn't moved ahead of kung ano yung gusto ni Lord sa akin, I could have prevented that pala. Or meron palang papasok, ganun. Like a client na, or someone na I haven't spoken to for a long time, mag-inquire ng insurance, or mga sa akin, biglang, Kuya, ganito, I want to get policies from you for my family. Sabi ko, ay, sakto. Yung ganon. Yung mga ganong moments din na kahit alam mong zero ka, of course, syempre, nakakakaba, nakaka-frustrate. Pero when you surrender it to the Lord, parang it comes I mean, I wouldn't say it comes naturally. Parang everything falls into place lang. So yun yung parang natutunan ko din over time. And to ask for help. Kasi minsan, for people like me na parang gusto mong buhatin na lang lahat ng bigat ng problema ng ikaw lang, nakakapagod, tsaka it leads you to places na you don't want to be or may mga bagay na kinoconsider ka. But when you ask for help, dun yung kumbaga dun mo malalaman na help is just there, you just need to ask for it. Yeah.
Okay. So, from that situation, do you consider yourself now, as in right now, na financially free?
Getting there.
Getting there. So,
Getting
you're still
there.
working on it.
Oh, we're still working on it. Sabi ko, kung kahit financially free ako, parang gusto ko pa rin gawing trabaho na to Parang ganon. Kasi cliche pakinggan, ganun, gusto mong, just for the fun of it. Kasi sabi ko, I just want to help people then na to be financially free. Ako, still working on it. There's some things that I need to iron out, to ask for help. And then, syempre, for the work that I do, I need to work a little bit harder to earn, di ba? And then yun nga, I think I mentioned it kanina that to explore multiple opportunities pa to earn. Not just from here, pero at least it could branch out into something else na lahat sila magkaka-relate. But it doesn't have to be like kontra. And then, parang naalala ko tuloy, the way that I do things kasi I teach. Muna, parang I teach the concept of how insurance works, ganyan. Pinasisimplihan ko sa mga tao. Sabi nung iba, pwede ka maging teacher, sir. Sabi ko, talaga? So parang sabi nila, I can explore yung mga ganon in a teacher capacity daw. Kasi, mas naiintindihan nila yung mga concepts that I teach kapag I relate to their level of kung yung understanding nila on how things work. At saka sabi ko nga, ang disclaimer ko talaga is, if you don't understand yung concept of insurance from me, you're free to look sa ibang tao that could explain it more properly para sa'yo. Kumaga, ganun na, I will not sell an insurance plan na hindi mo naintindihan, or I will not sell any insurance plan kung hindi mo naintindihan how the insurance works. So, parang sabi nila, pwede ka magturo ngayon. So, sabi ko, ano bang magandang opportunity for me to teach, di ba, to get paid teaching while doing this as well. So, parang ganun. So, yun, parang, dahil ko man nasabi.
It's okay.
Ayun. I think that's where I am right now.
Okay. What about the retirement? Do you have an ideal age about retirement, or kapag financially stable na talaga?
Retirement. Okay. Parang retirement, siguro pag dumating na ako doon sa point na hindi na ako magkukumahog every month for kung saan manggagaling yung pera. I think that's the time na parang feeling ko I wouldn't say like total retirement. Siguro partial retirement na kasi I see myself din naman doing this for the long haul na. Pero hindi ko kailangan na parang laging maghanap ng kliyente actively. Parang na lang, pag meron, kasi kumbaga I'm confident na let's say may papasok na pera sa akin, which is it's good. So I don't have to be really parang quota, parang hindi ko kailangan to actively maghabol ng quota. Kasi at that point in time, parang I'm free to do anything else. I'm free to service my clients. I'm free to engage new clients at my own terms. Kasi may mga times talaga kami na Monday to Saturday, alam mo yung grind?
Yeah.
Yun yung grind. Parang when I reach a certain point na kaya ko na magtrabaho ng Monday and Tuesday, tapos Wednesday hanggang Sunday, kung gusto kong magtrabaho, fine. Pero kung gusto kong let's say, want to do something else that really matters to me, that's better. Kumbaga, I don't want naman the retirement na hindi na ako magtatrabaho. Kasi, if you would if you would meet my parents, they're in their like early to mid-70s. Wala, ano yun, napapagkamalan silang kaka-retire, parang ano lang nila, kaka-60s or ano. They still do it eh. Kung ba sabi ko, ma, hindi ba kayo magre-retire? Sinasabi din sa company nila, hindi na pa ba ako magre-retire? Hindi daw, kasi gusto nila yung ginagawa nila. Parang sa kanila, they're just doing it para lang maging active lang yung mental at physical physical states nila. So, parang gusto ko rin dumating sa punto na ganun, na gagawin ko lang yan kasi, kasi gusto ko, not because kailangan ko. Ayun.
Okay, so now, let's talk about being an RFP member. How long have you been a member here in RFP?
Member, wait. Kasi batch, I have been batch 103 pero I haven't submitted the paper yet. Paano ba? Almost siguro 2 years, I guess.
So 2 years.
Parang ever since I joined the classes ng RFP.
Okay.
Ayun.
So how did you discover RFP and what motivated you to join RFP?
Ayan. Just like I said kanina, bago tayo nag-start, I attended 2 classes. So I was from batch 40, diba? And then batch 103. I joined batch 40 because that was like 2 years into my insurance career na parang Efren Cruz gave a talk to us and then gave a parang certification for AFP. Parang sinabi nung mga iba, sige, kuha tayo ng RFP para marami tayong bentang insurance. So parang ganun yung naging motivation ko noon. Pero I wasn't able to fully complete batch 40 kasi I was also in a not so good headspace at saka yung ang daming nangyari noon. So parang sabi ko, at least may natutunan ako. Ganun na lang yung ko noon. Parang at least may natutunan ako. So itong 103, it's more like I want to revisit it again. Baka may bago. And then I want to be more serious on what the RFP can offer at saka yung the whole certification thing, no. Madami akong natutunan din dito on how to conduct actual financial planning sa mga tao kasi dati before RFP or before like I got the whole thing about RFP, parang financial planning, ganito, savings, ipon, bili ng insurance plan. That was the that was the gist ng financial planning, so to speak. So ito pala multiple aspects ng buhay ng tao in terms of finance. So yun yung natutunan ko na hindi sila pare-pareho, lalo na nung that was like way before one of our instructors, parang sinabi niya na iba talaga yung quirks ng tao. So you have to take account yung quirks ng tao for you to create the financial an actual financial plan na bagay sa kanila. Kasi ang pasok ko dati nun parang ikaw, lahat kayo pare-pareho ng gagawin natin. Pero hindi pala kasi they are people where they have real dreams na parang this person wants to retire by this age. Ito parang So you have to take into account. So hindi lang siya parang numero siya sa una pero may kwento yung bawat numero nila. So yun yung parang natutunan ko from attending the classes. And as well yung parang following the people na sila Jeff Gonzalez, si Sir Randel, si Marvin din yun, lalo na nung sa stocks, nung medyo interesado pa ako sa stocks, si Marvin yung dati kong sinusundan. Ayun.
Okay, so in that span of 2 years, since you've taken classes before here in RFP, and then you've met a lot of people, you got inspired. Now you're an agency manager. How did you use your influence, or how did you influence your approach to other people when it comes to financial planning?
Dati kasi, when I started, and then even when, kasi nga, my parents have been in the insurance industry for a long time, I've seen insurance people do financial planning a certain way. Yung tipong, ito pala, ito yung sweldo mo, ito yung ipon mo, ito, sakto, makakabili ka ng insurance. So parang that's the financial plan na, yung parang sinundan ko. Pero nung ever since I joined, and then ever since I met a lot of people, okay. Sabi ko ganun. Hindi siya kompleto. Parang natapos na dun sa, bumili ka ng insurance plan, okay. Tapos na yung financial planning natin. But Hindi pala ganun. Na you have to really dig deep dun sa ano ng tao. Ano ba yung pangarap niya? Ano ba yung inaalala niya? Ano ba yung kunasan siya? So, yung mga, di ba, from cash flow, di ba, debt management, risk management, tapos wealth management. Dati kasi parang feeling mo si life insurance plan lang yung sasagot sa lahat ng yan. Eh, hindi pala. Di ba? So, you have to really take into account kung saan nagagaling yung mga taong kakausapin ko. And yung iba, there are people na hindi sila bumili ng insurance plan for me. Pero natuwa sila kasi nga, at least alam nila kung sila, kung ano yung direction na kukunin nila. And then, mayroon akong nakama across, although sa online to, biglang, feeling ko, siguro, hindi ko lang kung naghanap ba siya ng ng away. Storya. Kasi doon sa threads, may nag-start ng thread na bakit hindi bumibili ng yung mga Pilipino ng insurance. Sabi ko, parang sumagot lang isang one-liner because they don't see the value of it, of getting life insurance. And then somebody answered, sige, ituro mo yan. Sabi niya, ituro mo yung value na yan sa taong nag-earn ng 300 pesos a day at bumubuhay ng pamilya ng 5. So ako, sabi ko, ba? Ano to, away? Away ba hanap niya? Gano'n ako. Tapos, sabi ko, wait, I have to sleep on it. Kasi sabi ko, inaantok na. Kapag patulog na ako, nakita ko. Sabi ko, hindi, sige, tulog ko muna. And then, the next morning, I crafted a response. Sabi ko, just because yun lang yung earning capacity nila doesn't mean they're not entitled to learn more about finance. Kumbaga, it's like you don't have to be a carpenter to learn how a saw and a hammer, how they work. Kumbaga, kahit ordinaryong tao ka, kaya mo matutunan kung paano humawak ng martilyo at saka ng lagare. But it doesn't mean na kailangan maging karpintero ka. And then sabi ko, if you want to get insurance, there are insurance that are products that are like 100 pesos a year, parang micro-insurance. It doesn't have to be parang super-duper mahal. Kumbaga sabi ko, and let's say tuturuan kita about insurance. Would I ask you to buy insurance from me? No, because the first priority mo is survival. Nasa survival mode ka eh. Ba't ako magbibigay sa'yo ng that would, disturb yung yung way of life mo. But if you understand the value of protecting your income, then you can get micro-insurance. It doesn't have to be malaki. And then, alam mo, sabi ko, I don't know if you're naghahanap ng away or confrontation, but I hope that itong sinabi ko is something of value to you. Sabi niya, oy, thank you for your insight. Sabi ko, salamat. Buti na lang, hindi ako nakipag-away. Kasi sabi ko, may dito eh. May something dito. There's something to be learned. So parang ganun yung naging approach ko sa lahat ng to. Sabi ko, it doesn't have to be parang, kaya kita tuturuan ng how to manage your finances properly because bebentahan kita ng insurance. Maybe, but that's not the whole picture. I just want you to know where you are, where you want to be, and I just want to help you how to get there. If it takes a product or a solution from me, di mas okay. Pag hindi, di okay lang. At least alam ko na gagawin mo siya because alam mo kung ano yung gagawin mo. Ayun, yun lang.
Actually, that answers my next question. Kasi I was about to ask na, since you've been teaching and you're an agency manager at the same time, what do you usually talk about or discuss about financial planning? Is that your strategy or may iba ka pang way on how to teach or teach other people?
Yeah, oo, tama. I mean, when I started, kasi I parang na-discover ka na pwede pala ako magturo. And then, over time, kasi doon meron lang kaming tried and tested presentation, so to speak, about financial planning na it would end up, you were gonna get insurance from me. Ganun yung ganun yung parang yung kapupuntahan. Pero the more that I talk to people, yun nga, the more na medyo tinutweak ko ng konti, hanggang sa yan, baka mano ako ng kumpanya. But gumawa ko ng sarili ko. But it's more on parang bago ako magsalita, ito yung audience ko, I'd like to know where they are. I'd like to know ano meron sila. Tsaka ano ba yung madalas tanong? Ano ba yung madalas na topics na gusto nilang malaman? It's more on, kumbaga, the normal route is ganito, ganito, ganito. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is good. Pero halimbawa yung tao, yung grupo, they just want to know more about budgeting. Di focus tayo sa budgeting. I-introhan ko na lang kayo dun sa other steps. Pero that's for, siguro, if you want to see more of me, turuan ko na lang kayo. Kasi minsan, we can only absorb so much information. So parang, para mas lang, they could take the biggest value out of doing that. Kasi talaga dati parang, step 1, step 2, step 3, ganyan. Pero yung iba makikita mo, nawawala ng interest. Yung iba, parang feeling mo, inaaway ka na naman. Sabi ko, I think we need to change on how this works. So, ayun, parang I slowly, when I get to know the audience, I get to make tailor-fit na presentations. Kapag ito, let's say, itong mga taon to, hindi nila lang kung saan nilalagay yung pera nila. So, may mga topics na, ito yung mga possible options nyo. Pero ito yung natin, ito yung protection, ayun, yung cash flow, yung protection, yung wealth, tsaka yung legacy building or something like that. So parang we make that kind of presentation based on the audience na makikinig.
Okay, so that's much better than before.
Yeah, kasi yung iba, parang feeling ko wala yata. Siguro lahat hindi na nila na-absorb kasi ang haba ng presentation for me. So I made tweaks na lang. So at least sabi ko, kapag umalis sila doon sa session, they learn something na hopefully they would apply it within the next siguro 24 to 48 hours. So yung ganun. Yung something na talagang pwede lang gawin. Kasi minsan, you just teach and hope that it works. Pero yun nga, ang dami ko rin, dami ding mga natutunan ko from other people na, on the way they present na tawag dito, yung third, they would learn and apply kaagad. Hindi parang dito lang. Yun lang.
Okay. So, we already talked about on how you use your platform to other people. How about on your own financial journey? Ever since na you joined RFP, is there any changes about your budgeting?
More on kasi tawag dito, more considerate ako doon sa mga sa mga on how I spend money. And then, siguro the things that I really didn't care at first, yun yung yun yung parang, sige nga, paano ba gumagana yan? Sabi ko, paano ba yung, kaya ko ba i-apply yan? Hindi muna, sige, hanap ko baga, I needed to be intentional on how things really work. Kasi nga, minsan, there are people who, na parang bago mo turuan, kailangan makita daw muna nila na successful ka na. Sabi ko naman, hindi pa mas maganda na let's journey together. Let's figure things together. More on parang, kung hindi mo kaya, hindi ko rin kaya, di aralin natin pareho. So, yun, parang nagaganon, nag-evolve din yung approach ko about that na hindi yung me telling you what to do. Let's figure it out together. Ayun yung naging ko din, na unti-unti kong ginagawa in terms of how yung sa money journey mo, parang at least we get to where we are. It doesn't have to be like pareho tayo ng goal, pero at least sabi ko, may kasabay ako. So, yun.
Okay, so if we're going to go back when you were in college or student, or ever since you've become an RFP member, and currently now na you're an RFP member, is there any other improvement or you see changes na you want to share it with other people?
Paano ba? Well, in terms of parang if we can reach out a lot of people. Actually, this one is a good if it's gonna be broadcasted like on a wider audience, maganda siya for platform na hindi kailangan hindi kailangan nosebleed ang financial planning. It can be as simple as, sige, ito yung kaya mo itabi. Here are some options paano palalaki ng pera mo, and then let us help you without thinking na parang bebentahan ka namin ng something. Parang ganun na it's something that's quick to apply, pero if you need help, nandito lang kami. So, this one is a good start kasi nga tao hindi tao rin tayo. 'Di ba? Kahit financial planner ka, tao ka pa rin. May sarili ka pa ring journey mo. And then if you want to share that journey to someone else who may be going through the same, if not actually equal na journey, if it helps someone, mas maganda. Diba? Kaya ako, and then I also started, sabi ko, doing podcast for insurance. Kasi sabi ko, that's the thing I know. Tapos jargon, kasi nga madalas, sabi ko rin, naalala ko na ang mga tao takot sa insurance kasi ang daming jargon. Ang daming mga tanong nila na pwede naman natin sagutin. So that's why sabi ko, I made a podcast about, how to help Filipinos figure out how life insurance works so that alam nila, gusto ko bumili ng life insurance because naintindihan ko naman paano siya nag-work, hindi siya scam, hindi siya pahirapan. So parang ganun yun yung parang sabi ko in my own way na kahit paano isang aspeto ng financial planning, medyo gets na nila.
I'm actually interested. Since you mentioned na hindi kailangan ng very professional or jargons ang ginagamit in explaining insurance. If I would be going to ask you how are you going to explain insurance in layman's term without those jargons na hindi naman ako illiterate about that.
Ayun, sige. Let's say, ito parang simpleng form lang. It's about, meron kang best friend na multi-billionaire, di ba? Na parang, ay friend, since ano naman tayo, is it okay if I ask you not just a favor or something na agreement natin, na if something happens to me, pwede mo bang sagutin yung expenses ng family ko? Since you're a multi-billionaire and lagi naman may mapapasok naman pera sa'yo and I know that, kumbaga, you're more than capable, you want to help. Pwede ba na, sige, I'll give a portion of my salary to you or an amount so that siguro, I think, enough na sa kanila if you could supply like 100,000 a month. Kapag wala na ako, ha? Ibig sabihin, pag namatay ako or may nangyari sa akin, or if you could take care of my family while I'm gone, diba? Kung friends naman, kung talagang trusted naman kita, trusted mo naman ako, diba? So we can have a contract. So parang it's like asking someone to take care of your family if something happens to you. Parang ganun. Kung gagawin mo, si BFF, si insurance company, parang ganun, na may agreement tayo na ikaw yung sasalo sa family ko pag nawala ako.
Okay, so is that how you explain to other people then about insurance?
Oo. And then sabi ko nga, may ibang parts, let's say, di ko lang kung makarelate pa yung mga ibang tao. Yung, ano yun, sa circus, yung trapeze, na kaya nilang gawin yung mga whatever nila kasi alam nila na may sasalo sa kanila na net. So it's like for a person na may insurance, kaya kong harapin ang kaya kong harapin yung buhay kasi alam ko na pag may nangyari sa akin, may sasalo. Diba? Kumbaga mas confident na yung tao magawa niya yung mga gusto niyang gawin simply because may fallback siya or may fallback yung family niya if nawala siya.
Okay, so for the benefit of our listeners and viewers, is there something that you want to share about a valuable lesson ever since you became an RFP member?
It doesn't, for me, financial planning, it doesn't have to be scary if you know where to start and then siguro if you know how things work. Kumbaga ang daming steps but if you could explore it one step at a time. If you want to go to Baguio, you have your options, diba? If you want to walk, if you want to take a bus, if you want to take a jeep or car, pwede. But of course, syempre, we're here. The financial planners are here to help you pumunta doon sa destination mo. Kumbaga, it doesn't need to be scary. And the first things first is we'll take you into account. Kasi nga, personal finance is personal. Kami, or the financial planners are here to help, not to dictate your life, but to help, guide your life into something na yung goals mo mamimit mo. No? On your own terms, we will help you with that. Hindi kailangan siya super scary, hindi siya kailangan nosebleed, no? But it's something that you can apply, no? And then you can teach it to others kung may nakuha kang something of value. So, I mean, I don't know if that's what we're looking for dito.
Okay, so before we wrap things up, is there any other social media accounts, or you mentioned earlier that you're planning to have a podcast about insurance, right? Is there something that you want to promote, like
Ayan.
books, social media?
Actually, ayun. So sa Facebook, you can look for my public page, Kuya Aris Joseph Austria. And then sa Spotify, I have Demystifying Life Insurance with Kuya Aris. And TikTok, you can just find Kuya Aris TV, parang ganon. So I have those three social media platforms. Although hindi ko siya regularly in-update, yung podcast parang ginawa ko siya once a month for the new episodes. But I try my best to keep it running kasi nga syempre hati-hati yung mga activities natin eh. So, yeah.
All right, so that actually ends our conversation or interview today. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And that's a wrap on today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. If you love diving into money stories as much as we do, make sure to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify, or visit our official website at rfp.ph for more financial insights. Until next time, keep chasing those money moves.